shirt tonight, Turbo Richard, guys.
Yeah, that's a big piece of the offense missing. Brock Travelstead sends it away, and a fair catch made by Jaden McGowan. BC will bring it out to the 25-yard line. We get our first look at this offense, and Tommy Castellanos a season ago became just the 6th ACC quarterback this century with at least 2,000 yards passing and 1,000 yards rushing. In fact, the only quarterback in the country who had more rushing yards than Castellanos last year, the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels.
Tell you what, he's not big, about 5'9", just under 200 pounds, but boy, does he make big plays in this offense. And so it'll keep Louisville on its toes all night long.
And he comes out in empty set.
And you like quarterback draw from this set.
Castellanos hit, floats it toward the sideline. Incomplete in the direction of Jaden Skeet, covered by Quincy Riley, Louisville's top corner, as we look at impact players.
Take a look. Lewis Bond, their leading receiver. He is a guy that can make plays down the field, and defensively, Ashton Gelati is a defensive end that can really get after the coaching staff. They love him. They call him the best player on this defense for Louisville.
It's a defense that struggled a week ago, giving up 52 to Miami. And they've had issues all season long against mobile quarterbacks. Bond, the motion man, gets it on the jet sweep and dropped for a loss. So that's a TFL for this Louisville defense. It's 3rd and long.
They get tremendous penetration up the field. And I mean, excellent job. Just Antonio Watts coming up and keeping leverage along with that penetration, and nowhere to go for BC. Trying to get the ball in Bonds in his hands here early and let him affect the game all night long.
Bond is the go-to wide receiver. There's the blitz. Downfield and incomplete. Wanted Bond, and Quincy Riley, who is one of the top cornerback prospects for the upcoming draft, in coverage once again.
14 career interceptions, so I don't know if you're going to throw much at Quincy Riley and have a lot of success. They did it on a couple of occasions here early. As you mentioned, he is an NFL prospect that should play on Sundays for a long time.
The punt game has been problematic for BC. Ivan Zivenko to kick it away, averaging less than 40 yards a kick. And a flag.
Ball start. Offense, number 14. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
So Anish, a couple of incomplete passes, a run for negative yardage, and then now a penalty. Not the way Boston College wanted to start this game.
And the Yankees in the World Series.
You're saying the folks around here don't want to see the Yankees in the World Series?
Little truth to that. Here's the punt. Louisville may have tipped it. They had blocked 3 kicks coming into the game. And the kicking woes for BC continue. It's down to near midfield, and if we know something about Jeff Brom,
he's going to take a shot.
He might take a shot on this first play.
First play of the game, and he's in plus yardage territory or right at midfield. He is definitely going to take a shot at some point here tonight.
Well, Tyler Shough tonight making his 8th start of the season. That's a big deal. He's been the week 1 starter the last 5 years at 3 different schools. But due to injuries and the COVID season in 2020, he's never played more than 7 games in a season. He has been healthy this year for Louisville, and he's been one of the most productive quarterbacks in college football.
The ACC in passing yards and touchdown passes.
And he'll hand it off for a gain of 2 on first down. It's the true freshman Isaac Brown who leads all true freshmen in rushing yards.
And he is a special player as a true freshman. The production that he's given this offense has been off the charts. And usually with freshmen, you know they can run it, you know they can probably catch it out of the backfield, but can they block and protect the quarterback? And he has been solid in that role.
They go right back to Brown. And Andre Louisville tonight got a big piece of its offensive line back. Monroe Mills, who might be their best O-lineman, returns to play right tackle.
Yeah, the transfer out of Texas Tech has been solid at right tackle for Louisville.
Let's take a look at impact players when Louisville has the ball.
Yeah, when Louisville has it, Isaac Brown, who's carried the ball the first 2 times for Louisville, he's a playmaker. We discussed that. Donovan Ekaraku, the defensive end for BC, leading the nation in sacks, right up there in sacks with 9. He's tremendous.
Shough moves the pocket. Had a man open. It was Amari Huggins-Bruce, who had a big game against BC a year ago. It's incomplete, 4th down, and this is certainly go-for-it territory for Jeff Brom.
Yeah, excellent pass here by Shough. I mean, it's on the money. You got to. This one should have been caught. You're trying to catch the ball with your chest. That's what those hands are for, young man. This would drive me crazy when you throw a good ball and the guy would try to catch it with his pads or with his chest.
What do you say?
Bounces right. Catch the ball. He'd get an earful. There's no doubt about it. And it wasn't just catch the ball. There's some more that came with it.
Shough pumps twice. Rolls right. He'll try to run for it. This will be close.
Very.
Now, the initial spot, it might be a little short. He was. And Boston College football.
Moving on the field, the runner was short of the line of gain. 1st down, Boston College.
Boy, I'm amazed at just the amount of time that Tyler Shough had. And he is, on that last replay, short of the line to gain. I don't think you even have to take a look at this for very long.
So BC, after the initial 3 and out, gets the ball back at their own 40-yard line.
Please reset the game clock to 12 minutes, 32 seconds.
Let's go back and take a look at that last 4th down play with Tyler Shough. And Jeff Brom and I, we played the game around the same time. You take on a defender on 4th down and short or 4th and anything, you've got to challenge the defensive back, linebacker to make sure you get the 1st down. It's exactly what Coach Brom's telling him. It's like, hey, get the 1st down. We go for it. You got to make sure you get the 1st.
BC with a nice run on 1st down. Shough, a pickup of 5. You wonder if Shough's hesitation there stems from his injury history.
I got to believe that was part of that decision. But, man, when you're in a game like this, you're trying to win games. You can't make business decisions on game night.
Shough cut down in the flat by Antonio Watts, redshirt sophomore from Columbus, Georgia.
Watts has been all over the field for this Louisville defense. A guy that's been active here early tonight, 29 tackles coming in, freakishly talented and athletic. And he moved from the weak side linebacker to their guard position this year. It's kind of a hybrid linebacker slash defensive back.
Castellanos with time and threw it behind Ski, and it's 4th down.
And he throws it just takes about a few miles an hour off that ball. Skeets may have been able to make a play and turn up the field, maybe pick up a 1st down, but that close, you can't rocket one to a guy, and it tells me the adrenaline is still kind of bubbling there for Thomas Castellanos.
He had the concussion earlier this year and then didn't play against Western Kentucky, and he's been up and down since. And another flag with BC lining up for a punt.
Yeah, and he suffered that concussion you're talking about, you're mentioning, in the Michigan State game where he suffered it, but he finished the game out. Just quite hadn't looked the same.
Ball start. Offense, number 33. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's twice now Boston College has false started when lining up for a punt.
And I'm okay when it's close to midfield and you're going to punt it, because it just gives the punter a little more room. So, as you know, if I'm Jeff Brom, I actually might decline that penalty, and for fear, or maybe thinking that was purposely done.
Now the issue is BC's had problems punting the ball. Zevenko kicks this one away. Huggins Bruce, the fair catch at the 27. All top 25 matchups on ABC tomorrow. Notre Dame taking on Navy at the Meadowlands.
That'll be a good one.
Navy is undefeated, and they have been blowing people out. Missouri and Alabama. If you like wide receivers,
I'm betting Morgan will be watching that one.
Morgan will be watching that one, maybe with a slice of Shakespeare pizza. You got Ryan Williams and Luther Burden, 2 of the best wide receivers in the country. LSU then going to College Station to take on Texas A&M. Both these teams lost their opener. They have won 6 in a row since.
LSU, Texas A&M. It's a nice rivalry game.
Shough to throw. BC brings the blitz. And underneath route, it is complete to Chris Bell, the junior from Yazoo City, Mississippi, a gain of 8.
Right on the ball. But here's the injury history for the 7-year quarterback, Tyler Shough. Just a bunch of injuries.
How about that, the okey doke? He's not going to run as much at Louisville because of the injuries, most of which he suffered running the football. BC going for the ball carrier, and Shough's got himself.
That's a smart play call by Jeff Brom, though. You know, getting right in the head of his quarterback. You won't take on a defender. I'm going to force you to run the ball and be comfortable running it. That's an excellent play call.
Off play action. Downfield and too high and too hot for Mark Redmond, but a flag. Bigger role for Redmond in this offense with starting tight end Jamari Johnson out for the year.
Yeah, Redmond's kind of the all-around tight end. Solid. Came into this game with 11 catches.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic 1st down.
Well, finally, Jeff Brom got his wish, right? Somebody called pass interference. He told us when we talked to him this week that nobody calls interference anymore. It's only in the NFL. Well, guess what? He got a call tonight. And I bet you he was wearing the officials out in pregame about, hey, they like to hold in the secondary, or they'll interfere. Why don't you drop a flag or two tonight?
Yeah, there's a reason that they've been running the ball more. Shough has an open to Redmond. And he's driven out of bounds by Owen McGowan. McGowan getting the start for the injured Cam Arnold. Arnold is BC's best linebacker. The Eagles' top corner, Lamar Jackson, is out for the year. This is a young secondary. Now you add McGowan, who's a redshirt junior, but again, you're missing Arnold.
And he's mostly a special teams player. McGowan having to step into that role as a starter for Cam Arnold, as you mentioned, with the injury this week.
Here's the pitch. Wow, taken
Nice
down in
tackle.
the backfield by KP Price, a loss of a yard.
It's a heck of a tackle by
That's Omar
Price.
Thornton, actually.
Yeah, by Thornton, the true freshman. Super fast, really smart, and he just always seems to find the football. That's the description that the coaches gave us this week, and sure enough, here early in the first quarter, he's finding the football.
He's a true freshman. Ashton McShane, who stepped in for Amari Jackson, a true freshman. Carter Davis, a redshirt. Time again for Shough. Flags down. Thornton in pursuit. Pass is intercepted. Down the sideline, finally brought down at the 45. Quintavious Hutchins, one of the edge rushers, had the pick all the way downfield.
Well, you're going to throw it away. You got to throw it away. Make sure the ball gets out of bounds. Tyler Shough's trying to throw this thing away as he's under duress, and just kind of leaves it out there.
Holding. Offense number 60. That penalty decline. Result to play. First down.
Quintavious Hutchins with a big play and a mistake here early by Tyler Shough. And he is just trying to get rid of the football as he gets pressure in the pocket. And young quarterbacks, if you're going to throw it out of bounds, throw it out of bounds.
That's a defensive end, Andre, making that play.
And had some wheels at the end of this.
Looked like a zone blitz.
Not sure who that was that kind of tracked him down. I think it was Chris Bell.
Chris Bell.
He's one of their fast receivers. He had to work to get to him.
This is a trivia question. I know you know the answer. Hutchins is from Bessemer, Alabama, which is home to not one but two Heisman Trophy winners.
I know
Treshaun Ward,
but not hometowns.
Bo Jackson.
Oh wow, yeah.
And Jameis Winston.
I should have known both because I just watched the Jameis Winston interview the other day where he said he was from Bessemer. Bo, they don't get better than Bo.
Got a lot of Heisman.
He's probably in his garage.
You saw Doug Flutie earlier today.
He's probably
here.
Bo's probably in his garage making arrows right now. And I'm not far off from that.
He knows many things.
Either that or swinging a golf club.
Castellanos gets a little closer, but a yard short. Stanquan Clark, the leading tackler for Louisville, to stop.
Well, they have just kind of breathed life back into the lungs of this BC team because they've had excellent field position on 2 occasions, unable to do anything with it, and then a turnover certainly provides some momentum.
Extra offensive linemen in for BC. They love these jumbo packages.
He got there.
All over it. Boy, this was a team that was struggling to line up last Saturday against Miami. They were missing tackles. They're flying to the ball, and they get Kamari Morales for a loss.
Well, they make you think that they're going to run the football when they bring in that extra offensive lineman. Try to basically shoot one underneath, and Louisville's got everybody in the proper position. So fourth and short here.
Minus territory. BC's going to go for it at least. They'll line up that way. They call the snap. Castellanos moves the pocket. Has a man wide open. His tight end Morales. 6.
Notice he didn't drop the ball till he was in the back portion of the end zone. Smart, very smart. What a play call by Will Lawing, their offensive coordinator. A nice job with the play action. And they make everyone think on 4th down they're going to go for it. Slips the tight end out wide, and Louisville just loses where he is on the field. Nobody around him as he walks into the end zone.
"17 catches for Morales. A dozen have come in the last 2+ games.
But nobody there. And big Kamari Morales rumbling down the field. Nobody around him. BC up 7-0.
ESPN's primetime college football. ESPN's primetime college football is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
We were talking Heisman. Doug Flutie is in the building tonight. 1984 Heisman
Year
Trophy.
40.
40th anniversary of the famous Hail Mary. And oh, by the way, he showed up in a Batmobile.
And loves it. That's not his only one. He's got 2 of those babies. And this one he's donating to his foundation. Keep the one that he still has at home. But I asked him, what's the affiliation with Batman? Loved him as a kid growing up.
Yeah, who didn't? 1960s, Adam West, Burt Ward, Burgess Meredith played the Penguin, later Mickey in the Rocky movies.
It's a great series. Just remember getting out of school, rushing home to watch Batman.
Well, BC delivered a pow, a bam, and a wham. That 46-yard touchdown on 4th down to Kamari Morales, and now Louisville's got the football.
Nice return by Isaac Brown.
Brown goes wide, pressure from up the middle, quick slant, nearly picked again. Wanted Ja'Cory Brooks, the top receiver, and the true freshman McShane almost had it.
He just kind of led him a little bit too much up the field for a slant. The corner was actually up the field beyond the receiver, so it was going to go right into the hands or the chest of the true freshman McShane. Just let one get away right there. Would have been the second one of the night for Tyler Shough. And he came in, and he only had thrown 3 interceptions with 18 touchdown passes.
Hand off to Brown, and he doesn't get very far.
Got to get Shough settled into this game, because if I know Jeff Brom, he wants to throw it around a little bit, but you've got to be right at the most important position on the field, and that's at quarterback. And right now, Tyler Shough just doesn't seem right. You wonder what would he be between the ears coming back after that big interception. Been tough.
He's coming off his best game as a Cardinal. 4 touchdowns, 342 through the air.
And no turnovers.
And a near upset of Miami. Nobody open. Shough has to run, takes a big hit. It's the freshman, Omar coming. That's Omar Thornton.
Well, he has played some good football here tonight so far, and we're early. But Shough, nowhere to go. He's getting great protection from his offensive line. Receivers just can't seem to separate, and there's so much room. He's got to force Thornton to miss him there. If he makes him miss, it's a first down. But that's a heck of an open field tackle by the true freshman.
False start. Offense, number 35. 5-yard penalty. Go 4th down.
That's 3 times now we've seen a false start on a punt formation. Twice by BC, once now by Louisville.
A guy you usually don't get it from, Antonio Watts, who off to a pretty good start in this game himself.
Brady Hodges with a short kick. It hits near midfield and bounces out of bounds. And prime starting field position for Boston College, which leads 7-0. Tomorrow on the ACC network, we begin our coverage at noon Eastern. Georgia Tech and Virginia Tech. Hokies coming off a win against BC last Thursday, where Bashal Tootin ran for a school record 266 yards.
Don't sleep on Georgia Tech, though.
Wake and Stanford, big game for a couple of teams that would like to get bowl eligible. And then SMU 3-0 in its first season in the ACC on the road against Duke, which is coming off its first win against Florida State.
That might be one of the better games of the day right there.
Manny Diaz is building off of what Mike Elko started, and Castellanos that time brought down by Ashton Gelati. Andre Gelati is one of the best pass rushers in college football.
Yes.
The numbers this year are down because he's getting double teamed pretty much every snap.
I gave him a little too much credit, but he's 3rd in the nation in the FBS in sacks with those 9 coming in, and then 1st in the ACC. Excuse me, 3rd in the ACC.
That goes for a loss. And it's Gelati again.
Players mixed up there. There's 2 good edge rushers, Gelati as well as Ezraku. Yeah, Ezraku. Both guys can flat out get it. And then you just turn the numbers upside down. Gelati's wearing 9. Ezraku is wearing 6.
And Gelati, a finalist for the Campbell Trophy, the academic Heisman. The blitz. Castellanos to Bond. He juggles it, and it's incomplete.
Well, he got separated from the football.
Quincy Riley,
Yep.
Mel Kiper's number 6 cornerback.
Starting to see why. Is a playmaker at 6 foot, 195 pounds, just in zone coverage, and you're eyeing the quarterback. As soon as he lets it go, he breaks on the football with bad intentions. Just a nice form tackle by Riley in the open field. Separates the receiver from the ball.
Both these teams vastly improved on defense from their last outing. BC uncharacteristically couldn't stop the run. Almost got to the punter again. Huggins Bruce. And that is premium special teams coverage by BC. 42-yard kick, nothing on the return. Reed Harris getting downfield to make the tackle.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
I'm mic'd up, so don't swear. You're on ESPN right now.
I've been around.
Where's that Batmobile?
It's parked out on the damn circle.
Yeah, we got to stop turning it over. We got to take care of the ball. If we do that, we got a chance to win. Lock in. Everybody locked in. I'm mic'd up, so don't swear. You're on ESPN right now.
I've been around.
Where's that Batmobile?
It's parked out on the damn circle.
Yeah, we got to stop turning it over. We got to take care of the ball. If we do that, we got a chance to win. Lock in. Everybody locked in.
BC head coach Bill O'Brien, season 1 at Boston College. Had a couple of stints with Bill Belichick and the Patriots. Was Nick Saban's offensive coordinator. Head coach with the Houston Texans. National Coach of the Year at Penn State. And really, in the wake of the ouster of Joe Paterno and scandal, Bill O'Brien was the one who prevented that Penn State program from fully tanking and heading into an abyss that a lot of people feared it would.
Held things together there.
Fourth drive for Louisville, 8 possessions in this first quarter, and that is the Miami transfer Donald Cheney. Sets up third down. Neither team has converted on third down so far.
Yeah, and what's crazy about it is Louisville's had some some pretty manageable third down situations here and have been unable to pick up a first down.
They give it to Cheney, and he's able to get the surge.
That changed. 3 straight runs to start this possession by Louisville, and they've turned to Cheney, giving Isaac Brown a little bit of a break, and he's been their top reserve behind Duke Watson. Watson was the second leading rusher, but Cheney has more carries.
We've seen this a lot. Shough with time. Things taking a long time to develop, and eventually it is a catch. That's Chris Hughes, the walk-on, 3rd career reception at a big spring game.
Yeah, he's had a really good fall camp to go along with it, but an excellent route. The throws on time leads to a completion and another first down for Louisville.
It's a Louisville offense that has thrived on the big play all season. Cheney picks up about 4. Entering today, Louisville averaged 7+ yards per play. Good for 12th nationally. 15 plays of 40+ yards, which was tied for 2nd in the FBS.
And they're balanced. A lot of people think they want to just throw it around the field the entire game, but they can run the football as they are showing during this possession.
And this guy's got some wheels. That's Duke Watson, freshman from Forsyth, Georgia, came in averaging 9 yards a carry.
They think he's going to be a really, really good player. 208 yards coming in to the ball game and building on it.
Could be 4-down territory. 3rd down. Redmond, the tight end, motions. 5-man pressure. Open receiver. Hughes again. Out of bounds in BC territory. A pickup of 14. So Louisville missing a key piece of its offense. Colin Lacey, who decided he was opting out for the remainder of the season. Lacey had a broken collarbone before the season started. Slow to get back. Wanted to preserve the red shirt. His agent put out a statement that playing at Louisville next year is an option. This one downfield, deep, in stride. And the catch is made by Brooks. One of the top receivers in the ACC.
But think about the throw for a second.
Offense, number 83.
And it's coming back.
So first down.
Mark Redmond, the tight end, gets flagged for holding, but that throw by Shough is why so many guys on the next level kind of feel like he's got a shot, he's got a chance. The arm talent is just super, and that's never been a question. But take a look at number 83 on the end line here, and right there just kind of grabs and twists. That throw is just money.
Ja'Cory Brooks, the Alabama transfer, who played for Bill O'Brien for 2 seasons in Tuscaloosa. Shough heaves it downfield for Bell into coverage, and it's broken up. KP Price converging, one of the safeties.
Well, and he's making a play on the football, and I mean, he is all out, just going to sell out on it, coming from inside out. And his eyes are on the football, not on the receiver. So tell you what, that's a heck of a play by Price, just showing you good range to get himself down the field.
And Bell now shaken up.
Yep. And they can ill afford, with Lacey making a business decision, to lose any more wide receivers.
Lacey was a coveted transfer from South Alabama, where he had 1,300+ receiving yards last year. In fall camp, had the broken collarbone, missed the first 3 games, was starting to make a real impact the last couple of weeks. Took a kickoff back for a touchdown against Miami, and now deciding to opt out of the rest of the season, shut it down. He'll use the red shirt, and again, the hope for Louisville is he comes back to Louisville next year, but we've seen how these things work, and this is just for better or for worse.
Did you say agent released a statement.
His agent released a statement.
That's where we are in college football. How's the agent get paid, by the way?
This is the new world order of college football, Andre.
You got to be kidding me.
Your son plays the NCAA college football video game. Do they have all this kind of stuff? Do they have
no agents? No agents
in
involved.
Dynasty mode? Do guys opt out mid-season?
Oh man, unbelievable. The agent released a statement. Give me a break.
They set up the screen to Brown. BC all over it. Ashton McShane, the true freshman, able to corral his fellow true freshman, Isaac Brown.
And usually that's a heck of a tackle because mostly Isaac Brown's going to make guys miss in the open field. And McShane coming up and holding him to minimal, maybe no gain whatsoever. That's big.
BC looks like it may bring pressure. They'll drop 7 instead. Taurus Hicks gets it inside the 40-yard line as we go to the end. No good.
He's short.
Moments ago, Morgan Uber with Jeff Brom.
Here with Louisville head coach Jeff Brom. Coach, what challenges has your offense had to adjust to here in this first quarter?
Well, we're making too many mistakes, and we can't throw an interception. We can't have penalties. It's cost us big plays. Like, we can't shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to execute better. We got to come out with some fire these next 3 quarters.
We saw your wide receiver Chris Bell go down moments ago. What do you know about his status?
Well, whoever's up, just got to go out there and play.
Thank you, coach.
Next man up for Louisville. BC back on offense. Treshaun Ward finds a seam. And into Louisville territory. Ward, the team's leading rusher, 6th-year senior, for Florida State, last year at K-State.
He gets some nice blocks by Logan Taylor. They pull around Drew Kendall, the center. Get a couple of big-bodied guys out in front of him, and the rest was on Treshaun Ward, who did a heck of a job on that run.
And a penalty marker. Now Ward gives them a receiving threat out of the backfield as well.
Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, they describe him as small but tough, and as you said, a good receiving option out of the backfield. 10 catches coming into this game for Treshaun Ward.
Flag on Logan Taylor.
Well, that's tough. You have a big play and a big run like that. You think you got some momentum going, and then a false start.
Back to Ward. Stymied after maybe a yard. Ward started his career as a walk-on, Morgan.
And he told me that when he starts to get even just a little bit complacent, he thinks back to those days as a walk-on, the sacrifices his mom, Carlina, made to pay his tuition those first 2 years. Always was the last one out on the field, putting in the extra time, and it started with belief in himself. And he told me, I know this coaching staff expects a lot of me. They're hard on me, but I love the tough coaching, and he has benefited from that this season, guys.
Yeah, and he bet on himself, too. He had some group of 5 offers out of high school. Chose to walk on at Florida State instead, a big-time program. There's the receiving skills of Ward as Louisville, or rather Boston College, picks up a first down.
Yeah, he's a matchup nightmare. You cannot try to check Treshaun Ward with a linebacker. He's going to run by each and every one of them. A defensive back, I don't think they have the size to stay with him. He's going to separate, so it's a good weapon for BC.
Ward, slippery. Wow. He's given them a burst on this drive, and remember, it's a BC offense missing one of its key backs, Turbo Richard.
It's like he gave it to Clark and took it away. I mean, man, what a move. That was just wrong on so many levels.
BC had some issues in the red zone against Virginia Tech.
Keep an eye on Bond.
Back to Ward. Groundhogs ahead. He's going to be short. 3rd down and 1. Boston College this season has only attempted 1 field goal. They lined up for 1 against Virginia Tech. There was a bad snap, and Bill O'Brien said, listen, you get into 3rd and short, we're going to be aggressive.
Yeah.
4-down territory if they don't get it here.
Well, the thing about it is they've been in the red zone 23 times. They're only 70% in the red zone, but they score touchdowns when they get down here. So out of the 23 times they've been down here, they've scored 15 touchdowns.
Jumbo set with an extra lineman. And Robichaux plunges ahead for a 1st down.
Decided to go to the big back, and if you're Louisville, you're just trying to hold to a field goal attempt here, and that'll be a small win even if BC's able to knock one through. But the thing you don't want to do or have happen is BC get in the end zone and go up by 14. Now all the pressure is on Tyler Shough, Jeff Brom, and this Louisville team to find a way back after being down by 14. That's tough on the road.
It's 1st down, goal to go. Morales has a touchdown. The tight end is the motion man. Screen pass to Lewis Bond. Shaken but not stirred. A gain of 2.
Excellent job by D'Angelo Hutchinson. Open field, you're being blocked, you got to make a tackle. They've done a nice job of that. They were troubled with missed tackles the last couple of games, especially last week against Miami. And then this tonight, 2 missed tackles, but they have been right around the football.
Robichaux is the running back. Castellanos to pass. Robichaux picked up the blitz, and good coverage in the back of the end zone by Riley. 3rd down.
Trying to find Reed Harris, who was matched with Quincy Riley. He's had a nice game, hasn't he?
Every time we've called his name,
yeah, it's
been an incomplete pass.
Exactly right, or one heck of a tackle. Wait, like I mentioned, small win for Louisville if they're able to hold to a field goal attempt here.
Treshaun Ward.
Got to keep an eye on Castellanos, though.
Ward now motions out. Castellanos moves the pocket, and his ball is batted down. There's Watts again. He's had a nice 1st half.
I'll tell you what, you're looking for a guy that can play that hybrid DB linebacker position. This guy he's got the correct size for it. 6'2", 225. He can move around, can hold the point of attack. He's had a nice start to this game for Louisville defensively.
This will be just the 2nd field goal attempt of the season for Boston College, and the 1st field goal for Liam O'Connor. And Louisville jumped. That was Riley off the edge.
You don't expect that from Riley. It's going to give him 5 free and make it even more interesting here.
I guess if you're Connor and you're kicking your 1st field goal of the year, you turn it into an extra point.
Yeah.
Defense on the
The Boston College offense
coming back on the field.
Is now coming back out there.
And may try to get some extra free yards with just trying to bark out a hard count.
Correction, that penalty is half the distance. Still 4th down.
For what it's worth, BC this season in quarters 1 through 3 is a perfect 6 of 6 on 4th down. 4th quarter, 1 for 7.
I like this decision as well because Louisville hadn't proven that they can go the distance, the distance yet in this one. So
it's a full 4 yards.
If you don't make it, they're backed up in their own territory.
You don't think you take the points here?
On the road, I would, but I like this decision.
Could be quarterback draw. Castellanos stands in there, finds Ward, his 4th receiving touchdown of the season, and he dominated that drive.
It was all Treshaun Ward from start to finish. How about the decision to pull your team, the field goal unit, off the field after the free half the distance to the goal. Ward runs one heck of a route to get himself open, and we know Castellanos can deliver it.
So Connor gets his chance to kick. It's a PAT. It's good. And how about this? BC's 2 touchdowns tonight, both coming on 4th down.
Down here in the south end zone, and it's time for the Shake Shack Build-A-Burger competition. Our contestants tonight are Pippa and Gemma, and Elizabeth and Zach. It's easy. They've got to build a burger down here in the end zone, and the first ones to do it are going home with gift cards to Shake Shack. Fans, are you ready to see Build-A-Burger? Contestants, are you ready? On your mark, get set, go! Bottom bun, let's get moving. Once it's down, now you can build that burger. Come on, fans, make some noise. Patty first. Architectural integrity matters. Here comes the cheese. I'm lactose intolerant. Come on, fans, make some noise. Here we go. Tomato, pickles. I'm all shook up. Go get that top bun. Go get that top bun. We need to hear you, Alumni Stadium. Come on. Who's gonna do it? We've got Elizabeth. She can't see though. We have our winner. It's Elizabeth and Zach. They're going home with $25 gift cards each to Shake Shack. Shake Shack, stand for something good.
Let's go back and take a look at that touchdown. Keep an eye here on TJ Quinn and watch the route by Ward. He's going to come up and outside. Quinn goes inside, so he's got an option route out of a stack. And once he sees Quinn commit the inside, he's outside. The timing of the play was absolutely perfect by Thomas Castellanos.
Almost all Treshaun Ward on that last drive.
Yeah, 57 of the 61 yards were by Treshaun Ward. That's sick.
That's when you got to reward him for the 6, which BC did, as we look at this drive recap presented by Rain-X.
Well, they start off with a nice run by Treshaun Ward. They get banged for a false start penalty, but hey, it doesn't affect BC. And Ward making guys miss. And then he put them to sleep with a touchdown catch, rocking the coverage to sleep. Castellanos with a timely ball, and Ward finishing things off. It was Ward from start to finish.
Tyler Shough, little speed option. Isaac Brown turns the corner, and boy, he is photon fast.
He is fast.
Picks up 7. How does Louisville, Andre, get on track offensively?
It's you know, it may sound like coach speak, but one play at a time. You've got to stop making mistakes, pre-snap plays or penalties. Penalties that call back big plays. They had the big completion to Ja'Cory Brooks that was wiped out by a holding call by Redmond, the tight end, and they've been struggling ever since.
RPO, and Shough fits it in to Amari Huggins-Bruce, who lost the football. BC recovers. It is ruled a fumble, and it'll be Boston College football.
I'm wondering if that ball didn't come out when he hit the turf.
First down, Boston College.
Take a long look at that one. Huggins-Bruce usually a reliable receiver, and that is a fumble all night long in every stadium in America.
Quintavious Hutchins, who had the interception earlier tonight with the forced fumble, and then he recovers it as well. So he's making a big play in his second straight start. They said he gives them more athleticism up front on that defensive line. Made his first career start in the Virginia Tech game, and
yeah, he's just continuously getting better and getting used to playing defensive end. He was a tight end this time a year ago, so he's made his move over to the defensive side of it, and the level of play just keeps seeming to seemingly keeps escalating.
It gives teams something to worry about with Ezeraku on the other side.
Yeah.
Shot play here. They'll keep it on the ground, and it's Ward who's getting close to 50 yards rushing here in this first half.
He has got the hot hand right now. Just kind of keep feeding it. They check him out. They'll give him a break, and Robichaud he's coming in now. Bigger back. Came in averaging just close to about 4 yards a carry.
Jonathan Montague, number 8 for Boston College, into the game as well. He can be a gadget guy, dual threat quarterback in high school. Castellanos looked his way and then accelerates forward. It sets up a 3rd and 2. TJ Quinn that stopped.
So dangerous when they get you spread out as Thomas Castellanos. You have to make sure you have a spy on him. And that's one of the things that concerned Ron English, their defensive coordinators. The quarterback as a runner, Castellanos, and then we've seen it already, the unbalanced offensive line. It's how they've had some success early in this ball game.
Ron English loves to bring pressure, not the ideal down to do so. 3rd down, jet sweep. Lewis Spond serpents around the edge for a first down. Andre, interesting as well. Louisville for this game, no green dot. That is normally the player who can communicate with the defensive coordinator. They're doing away with it.
They just seem like they can get everybody lined up just by signaling things in, rather than calling it and having one guy relay it to the other 10.
Kai Robichaud, he's been a little banged up this year, has battled through injury. Last year was the 4th string running back to begin the season and ended up rushing for almost 800 yards.
Just kind of gives them that big back presence. At 6 foot, about 220 pounds. He's a thumper, that's for sure. Downhill runner who's good in pass protection.
So go figure, Louisville a week ago put a scare into still undefeated Miami, now down 14 with BC threatening. Castellanos stumbles, finds his footing, and look at the speed.
Does that resemble Kyler Murray or what? Wearing the same number, same stature. I mean, just able to change direction and just giving defenses a fit.
Hand off to Ward, who pushes inside the 5. We said it earlier, Andre, when Castellanos plays under control, and you use that term loosely because you have to give him freedom to be himself, but at times this year he's gotten in trouble when he's tried to do too much.
He has, and the one thing I do like, though, he's taking care of the ball through the air. Only 4 interceptions coming into the ball game, lets me know that he's got a pretty good handle on what this team is doing offensively.
Second down, goal to go. Shough hammers into the end zone.
Big physical run there by Shough. Louisville gave up a ton of yards on the ground last week. BC, hey, they watched the film and saw where the shortcomings were for Louisville defensively. Taking a page out of that book.
Connor's extra point attempt, no good.
So Shough just following the blocking of the offensive line. Then you get in onto that second level. It's you against a linebacker. He wins. BC's up 20-0.
lead, a fast start for the Eagles, and I'm here with the legendary Boston College quarterback, Doug Flutie. Great to be here. What a rocking environment we have tonight. And you and I have been standing on the sidelines talking in awe of quarterback Thomas Castellanos. Quarterback to quarterback, what is it most that stands out about his game?
Number one, I love how free he plays and just goes for it and relaxed and goes. But his athleticism is the number one thing that stands out. I thought I was athletic. His suddenness and change of direction is ridiculous. You saw it on the run down inside the 5, and he throws the ball well enough to make things happen.
Well, speaking of throws, it's been 40 years, and we're still talking about the Hail Flutie. Man, what is it that you remember most?
I think what part of that is how close we were as a team. And Gerard, we're all still lifelong friends. And I think back to the moment in the locker room scene and the smiles on our faces, the hugs, like face-to-face, nose-to-nose hugs, and just the atmosphere of that group and what we were as a tight unit.
More pressure on the football field or Dancing with the Stars?
Oh my God. The most nerve-wracking thing ever was Dancing with the Stars. Never again. That was awful. That was a nightmare.
You showed up in style tonight, and I know our crew has the shot of the Batmobile. And you told me you're donating that to your foundation. What's the story?
Yeah, working it for the foundation to do events and all that. I had it down in Florida. I actually got to upgrade a newer, nicer, better one. But it's just something that's fun. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. And it brings a smile. I'm a 10-year-old kid. I have fun. I enjoy it. And it seems to make everybody smile.
Well, Doug, thank you for taking the time. Really appreciate it. Andre Anish.
One of the most competitive guys I've ever met in my life. Just a true competitor. Just a great overall human being, though. Love calling Doug a friend.
You guys played together up in Canada, second down and 2. Shough to the outside, and there's Bell for first down. What was that like playing with Doug Flutie north of the border?
Yeah, it was fun. Anything up there is a lot of fun. We had some fun before the game. He came up to the booth to visit with us for a little while and had a couple of photo ops with him. It's just a lot of fun. The same thing that you see tonight was what was on a daily basis when we were north of the border together.
Yeah, he's got to like it tonight. BC, small quarterback, Thomas Castellanos, off to a pretty good start. Ja'Cory Brooks, the Alabama transfer who has become one of the top receivers in the ACC.
They got to get him going. A big play, I mentioned it, was wiped out by Redmond's hold that would have given Louisville the ball inside the 1. Wound up having to punt it. And, trying to get back in this game. They need to get on the scoreboard.
Here comes Brown. The running game just hasn't created as much traction this week. Omar Thornton, another tackle for BC, the true freshman.
Now it's just about settling Shough down. And the first order of business is picking up this first down. So they bring playmakers back into the game. Isaac Brown checking himself back in. They leave Brooks on the field. I can imagine it's going to be getting the ball to Brown on the edges here.
Quick throw. Brooks spun down, but he picks up the first.
Big-bodied receiver. He's 6'3", so you're just throw the ball around him. He should be able to make catches for you, plays for you. He's a playmaker, and that's how the coaches describe him. Team's leading receiver coming into this game, and they got to find a way to get the ball to him down the field.
2 years ago, he led Bama in receiving touchdowns and was second in receiving yards. And in that 2021 Iron Bowl, when Bryce Young led Bama 97 yards down in the last minute to tie the game, Bama would eventually win and quadruple overtime. Brooks had the game-tying touchdown catch at the end of regulation. Shough has a man wide open. Brooks again. And muscles to the 20-yard line.
What a nice job by Brooks. It's a crossing route, and it's going to be, he's crossing, building depth down the field. So he's waiting for the zone or man-to-man that's kind of set itself. Nobody goes with him inside, though. Kind of a bust in coverage. To Tyler Shough's credit, he's able to get him the ball. And tell you what, now down close to the red zone here. Here comes Louisville.
Jeff Brom's offenses are designed to get the best playmakers the football. Donald Chaney had a pretty good year last year for Miami after a couple of injury-shortened campaigns.
I'm surprised Brooks was that wide open. He's so wide open, I thought it was zone coverage, but they were definitely in man-to-man.
And Shough has settled down too, Andre. 7 completions in a row.
That's what it was going to take to get him back in this game. It was good quarterback play.
Maneuvers the pocket. Who else? Brooks.
Tough catch. And again, the true freshman, Omar Thornton. Oh, man, he is not shy about using his helmet and shoulder pads whatsoever. I mean, he almost looks up receivers and tells you about it after.
timeout on the field. We've come to the 2-minute timeout. Louisville about to get on the board. Kick off your NFL Sunday at 10 a.m. Eastern. Some trades that have been going down lately. Trade deadline is November 5th. Tua set to return. Jaden Daniels, his status against the Bears. We'll have an update for you. It all starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. Best looking drive of the night for Louisville. They've got a first down and goal from the Boston College 4. Offset pistol with Brown, the deep back. They feed the freshman, impacted immediately. Neto Akpala, no gain, second down.
And he's in for Hutchins, who had something in his eye a little during the timeout. Louisville 60% touchdown success when they get inside the red zone. And they need touchdowns in the red zone, is what Jeff Brom told us this week. They've got an opportunity to go for not just the double dip, but the triple dip here.
We'll use a fullback here. They run it the other way with Brown. Can he get the corner? Breaks a tackle. Isaac Brown angles in, and Louisville gets on the board.
KP Price had a shot to get him down, but it's the speed of Brown. It's a nice little misdirection and a toss out the backside. And Brown's just going to outrace everyone to the pylon. So when I said the triple dip is score here, get off the field with an opportunity to score again, and then they get the ball back to start the second half. So an opportunity to score there, and then you're right back in this thing.
(20-7) after Isaac Brown's 5th rushing touchdown of the season.
It's just speed and you can't do anything with it but take it. 20-7, Boston College.
Well, I got to know from Dan, because he watched Pittsburgh annihilate Syracuse last night. We going to throw Pittsburgh in that conversation?
Wow. Have to. Undefeated. I mean, good team. They still have Clemson, though, right? On their schedule. Miami does not.
No. Yeah, the prevailing sentiment these last few weeks is that Miami and Clemson are on a collision course.
Pitt's got to be in the conversation.
BC will empty it out. They've got all 3 timeouts.
Where is Ward?
Designed quarterback run, and Castellanos to the 29, a gain of 4. BC not electing to call a timeout. Sometimes that first play is to feel how you want to call the rest of the drive, and they only got 4.
Yeah, they're looking for a drive starter, so they try it with a designed quarterback run from Castellanos.
Louisville hasn't called a timeout. Now they might. It's going to bring up 3rd down.
Well, he is some kind of player. I'd bet on myself too if I had moves like that, like Treshaun Ward. Looking forward to seeing him in the second half of this.
Are you surprised we haven't seen a timeout?
I'm very surprised. When you're down, you got 3 of them. Take one, you get a stop here and the ball back, and who knows, you get a cheap field goal going into the locker room.
BC will move the chains. That momentarily stops the clock.
Now it's just get to the locker room. Both teams healthy, and hash it out there, and let's come back and finish this thing up.
And BC will not run another play. Louisville doesn't use a timeout. Both teams take all their timeouts into the locker room. Go figure. Last year when these two played, Louisville led 42-14 at halftime. BC this time up 20-7. Zubin, Dan, take it away. 2-for-1 opportunity for Louisville. They scored late in the first half. They get the ball to begin the second half. It's a short kick. And the Cards bring it out across the 25-yard line. And Ashraf, Andre Ware will hear from Morgan Uber in a moment. Tyler Shough, Louisville's quarterback. Shaky start, settled down.
Yeah, he really did. After the interception, he's gone 10 of 12. He's hit his last 8 throws in a row and then led him right down the field for a touchdown. So if he can play that well in the second half, he'll get Louisville back in this thing.
Yeah, he turned it around midway through that second quarter. Ja'Cory Brooks started to get involved. And now Louisville will have the ball to begin this third quarter. Shough 12 of 16 overall, 132, no TDs, and a pick in the opening half. RPO action, Amari Huggins, Bruce. First down to the 42. We check in with Morgan.
You guys were saying how Tyler Shough has settled in, and that was the first thing that head coach Jeff Brom told me. He's liked the way that Shough has been able to command and control this offense, and just they have to get the ball to their playmakers. And this Louisville defense has been nearly perfect in the third quarter, so wanting them to continue that streak.
Well, they do it again. That time Huggins Bruce had a huge game against BC last year.
Well, he had a catch earlier in this game that was fumbled and led right to a score for BC, and force feeding his hand a little bit. He's a weapon they need. They need him to play well along with Ja'Cory Brooks.
On the ground for a gain of 3. Isaac Brown, 31 yards rushing today, and with his 31 yards today, the only Louisville true freshman with more rushing yards in the season, Lamar Jackson.
They have both Brown and Chaney in the game now at the same time. Usually just one back. Now both are in.
BC brings a twist. Shough's had a lot of time. That one juggled and incomplete. Nearly ended up in the hands of Van Crouch. It's pretty good company, and Isaac Brown should have a pretty good chance to get that record that Jackson holds.
You talked about in any conversation that Lamar Jackson's a part of, that means you're doing some pretty good things.
Heisman Trophy winner. Shough again with time. That pocket's holding, and he threads it to his tight end, Mark Redmond.
Now you see why, you know, scouts, Jeff Brom are high on Tyler Shough. It's never been a question about his arm talent. He can throw it, you know, through the smallest of seams. It's just, can he stay healthy? And he's so far so good this year for Louisville.
Duke Watson, speedy freshman, gets the call. You go back to Shough's career. In 2019, he backed up Justin Herbert at Oregon. 2020, he was the quarterback for the Pac-12 champion Ducks. Quick throw to the outside. That's caught. How about Chris Hughes? Redshirt freshman walk-on, third catch of the game, had 2 career receptions coming into the game.
Well, you have guys go down Guys decide to take a red shirt. You know, it creates opportunities for someone else, like a guy like Chris Hughes. You root for him, walk on fighting. He is thankful of every single snap that he takes on the field. He's not calculating it for next year. He's playing for the moment.
Shough will hand it off. It's Watson again. Well, Shough, after 3 years at Oregon, including a redshirt season.
Well, here's the thing about it, you know, and I'll put a bow on this.
Okay.
You don't know what's going to happen next year.
Yep.
You have no idea what receivers are coming in next year, who's being recruited, who's coming in from the transfer portal. You may not play next year. There's no guarantee you're going to get picked up out of the portal.
Shough has room to run, wanted to throw, hits the pylon. And case in point, Louisville's been one of the most active teams in the portal since Jeff Brom took over. Last year, they brought in 25 transfers, most in the ACC.
Thrash was one of those, right?
Jamari Thrash.
And now he's in the NFL.
This year, they brought in 27. Third down goal to go here. Big opening drive of the third quarter. Louisville can make it a one-score game.
I just believe in competing. And if you have a chance to play, you're only guaranteed 12 of these a year. You sell out for all 12.
Another clean pocket. Shough scrambling, hesitated, and he's going to be stopped shy. It's fourth down.
Well, I thought he was going to take a shot to Mark Redmond into the end zone, his tight end, who's working across the back of the end zone for him. 83 is going to come into your screen, kind of gets held. And Shough's eyes are somewhere else. Go ahead and take the field goal right now.
Cam Martinez and Apala converge. That's where you miss Jamari Johnson as well, the big tight end target. 23-yard chip shot for Travelstead. Missed earlier from 56. That one is good. Louisville tacks on 3 more, and it's a 10-point game here in Chestnut Hill.
The new 12-team college football playoff begins December 20th on ESPN.
That's how I get by.
This season, Allstate celebrates every field goal and extra point made with a donation to the participating university's general scholarship fund. Thank you, Allstate. 10-point game. A couple of 4-3 teams have had some memorable meetings since Louisville joined the ACC. Montague out to the 27-yard line. We talked about the two quarterbacks at the top of the broadcast. Let's revisit the matchup.
They wear the same number, about the same height, got the same hairstyle, and have a lot of athletic traits that are the same. Castellanos looks a lot like Kyler Murray when he pulls it down and makes plays. Scrambling around, eyes back down the field, can throw from any arm angle. I mean, it's frightening, the comparison.
Treshaun Ward, productive first half, met by Ashton Gelati. Picks up about 3.
Well, they've got eyes on Treshaun Ward now after that drive in which he capped it with a touchdown reception, had 57 of the 61 yards on that drive, and is just a playmaker. And I would find ways, even more ways, to get the ball in his hands.
It's Ward again. It sets up 3rd down. Morgan.
Well, Thomas Castellanos talks about the discipline that head coach Bill O'Brien demands from him and this entire team. And at the half, Bill O'Brien told me he wanted consistency from his quarterback, and that just really all comes down to continuing to take better care of the football, which he did very well in this first half. And head coach Bill O'Brien also having high praise for his DC, Tim Lewis, saying he's continuing to mix up his calls, making things really difficult for this Louisville offense all night, guys.
Yeah, holding Louisville 7 points in the first half. No small feat. This was a team that dropped 40+ on Miami a week ago.
We were in a big-time shootout.
Ward wide open on the wheel route. Cuts it inside. It's a foot race. And he brings it inside the 15-yard line. Touchdown saving tackle by TJ Quinn. A gain of 59.
Yeah, the speed of TJ Quinn. Yeah, in that situation, but that's the second time a guy has gone unaccounted for. It's going to sneak out and up the sideline. They lose, and how do you lose vision on Treshaun Ward? But if it's not for Quinn, this is a house call. And first it was Morales on a 4th and 1, and there it's Treshaun Ward.
Desmond Tell is the injured Louisville Cardinal. We step aside with 8:51 to go in the 3rd.
Told you the dual threat that Treshaun Ward is. Let's go back and take a look. You're going to get a pick here and trying to work inside. Treshaun Ward's going to go right up the sideline unaccounted for, and watch per year the defender, he gets caught in the wash, gets knocked down, and that frees up Treshaun Ward down the sideline. Excellent execution on the part of Boston College. It's not offensive pass interference because he's being held up. Corey Thornton is being held up by the wide receiver, Reed Harris. Or actually, he's holding up Reed Harris. So they're not going to call interference on that. It's a well-executed play and a big one for Boston College.
First down just outside of the 10. On the sweep there, it's Montague. And he brings it to about the 7-yard line. They'll mark him at the 6. BC can still get a first down.
And as I said earlier, small win for Louisville if you just hold to a field goal here. After that big play, and TJ Quinn catching up to the elusive Treshaun Ward, be a huge win for Louisville.
Castellanos floats it to the end zone. Jeremiah Franklin with the touchdown catch. Third touchdown pass for Thomas Castellanos.
With play action killing Louisville tonight. They are biting on everything. They're so focused on stopping the run that every time Castellanos puts it in the belly of one of these running backs, guys are running wide open. Morales earlier, and now Franklin for a touchdown pass.
PAT good, and that makes it a 3-score game with 7:58 to go here in the third.
Watch the linebackers bite up on this play fake. Both guys in the middle, they are all their attention's on Ward, and as soon as he puts it in the belly, tight end Franklin's going to come wide open down the middle. That's, I think me or you could go down and make that throw tonight. So wide open.
As a defensive player, knowing that you've got the power back in Robichaux, you've got a running quarterback in Castellanos, are you almost thinking pre-snap, this is probably a run, and so you see that, you bite?
Absolutely, you're thinking that because of the success that they've had on the ground, and whether it's Robichaux or Ward or whomever the back is, they're getting the attention now of the linebackers. And when they do run the football, it's the linebackers making the tackles. So it's easier than now. The eye candy of putting it in the belly of a back is so effective that now you have to come up and respect the run. Tight ends are running loose behind you.
3 touchdown passes for Castellanos, 2 to his tight ends, 1 to his running back. Isaac Brown has got some burst and is upended, just torpedoed at the 17-yard line.
Carter Davis with a big tackle.
Monday Night Football this week. Pittsburgh and Big Blue, the New York Giants. How about the Steelers? 5-2. Who saw that coming? Russell Wilson enjoying a little bit of a career renaissance with Mike Tomlin. By the way, Mike Tomlin's son Dino plays for Boston College. Brown with a strong pickup of 8 on first down.
Darius McConnell there late on the tackle, and you're a defensive tackle making stops down the field. That tells me you're giving great effort. not giving up on the plate.
They keep it on the ground. And Brown zigzags for a first down.
Sooner or later, Louisville's going to have to break from the game plan, so to speak. Not a lot of time left, but it's inching ever so closely to where you've got to start matching Boston College on the scoreboard. Not with field goals, but with touchdowns.
Off play action as Araku brought the heat. Shough able to get rid of it. And that's going to be close to a first down. Isaac Brown again. He continues to be fed a gain of 9.
He is a good looking young player. Going to be a thorn in the sides of a lot of coaches in this league. The defensive coordinator is going to lose sleep trying to stay up at night, trying to stop Isaac Brown.
One more time, it's Brown. That's enough to move the chains. And Andre, he is a receiving threat too. Had 6 catches in the Miami game last week.
And 20 coming into this one for the season. So he is a big time weapon, very important piece to this Jeff Brom offense.
He gets a break. Duke Watson in at running back. Watson another burner. 4-man twist. This O-line, which has had its issues at times, has played pretty well tonight. And that is a catch to the 46-yard line. Gain of 6. Redmond, the tight end.
It's a nice job by Redmond in the scramble drill to work back to his quarterback. At that point, you see the numbers. He's trying to put the ball right between them. It's a little high and outside. Drags the right foot. And they're going to take a look at it to see if he's indeed inbounds. I think it's a catch. And I think it's the right foot that drags, and you can see the turf pellets kind of pop up as he's dragging that right foot.
Replay. We'll take a closer look. We'll take a break. BC on top of Louisville.
Ladies, it's time for the Jersey Mike's Dance for Your Dinner competition. Our 2 contestants tonight are Edmund and Zane. They are going to dance their hearts out for you here in the South End Zone. You are going to vote who our winner is tonight. And they're going to go home with a $25 gift card to Jersey Mike's. All right, Edmund, you're up first. The dance floor is yours. DJ, hit it.
After further review, really on the field stands.
Mark Redmond's reception that was looked at by replay, and the call on the field stands. Not enough to change the ruling one way or the other.
I thought it was a catch, looking at that thing over and over again. The right foot is kind of sliding as the left one, not quite out of bounds, but it's kind of hovering over the out of bounds line.
Redmond, a transfer from San Diego State, all conference with the Aztecs. Started at UW. No relation, by the way, to former Louisville QB Chris Redmond. Strong, powerful
nice run.
That's enough for a first down. It's Duke Watson. Louisville's got a stable. Isaac Brown, Donald Chaney, Duke Watson.
Two true freshmen, and Duke Watson, who is just a little bit, in terms of height, he's taller than Isaac Brown, but Isaac Brown weighs a little bit more than Duke Watson.
Shough's going to let it fly. Down the sideline, a catch. One-handed catch by Brooks.
What a catch. And I mean, he had one earlier where around the same area
for an injured player,
and then a holding penalty by Redmond called it back, but this one's going to stand. One-handed grab while you have a defensive back draped all over him. And it's the true freshman, Ashton McShane. Maybe a little bit slow to get up.
McShane is down, and remember, McShane was the one who took over for Lamar Jackson, BC's top corner, who's out for the season. Now Brooks is a playmaker entering today. 4 catches of 40+ yards, make it 5. He gets 44 on that one, and McShane able to jog off.
He is second in the ACC in receiving yards coming into the game. Brooks, I'm talking about, and first in touchdown receptions with 8. What a weapon.
Former Alabama Crimson Tide wide receiver. Had a pretty good season 2 years ago in Tuscaloosa. Last year, only 3 catches, battled an injured shoulder. He really came on late in that first half tonight.
Yeah, he really did. They started to force feed him a little bit. Yards after the catch. Getting himself open, taking big shots, but holding on to the ball. And then that big one down the field with one hand. That was just flat out sweet.
Brooks lined up at the top of your screen. Louisville keeps it on the ground, and Watson upended. Ball comes out. BC ends up with it. KP Price going the other way and takes it all the way. Wow. Now they may look at this to see if Watson was down.
Really on the field as a fumble. Covered by the defense. That play is under further review.
Oh, this is going to come back.
That forearm comes down.
Elbows down. He still has possession of the ball. It comes out. Obviously, ground can't cause the fumble, so this one's coming all the way back. It's a full sprint by a lot of guys, including KP Price and Ja'Cory Brooks, but
that may be a lot of cardio for naught.
Yep. I mean, if his left hand were up and he's trying to balance himself in the right when the ball comes out before the right one touches, that's a fumble. But
who's in the middle of it? Number 30, Omar Thornton, true freshman.
Yeah.
And we've called his name quite a bit. I'm with you. That elbow comes down.
He is going to be a player for a long time for this BC program. But I think this one's coming all the way back.
And that should be conclusive to overturn the call.
After further review, the runner was down. It'll be second down at the 4-yard line.
Your offense starting to come off the field long before that the announcement was made.
Well, the review does give you time to catch your breath.
Yep.
And now the long walk back.
They got a very bright future in the secondary here at BC. McShane that we talked about, true freshman. Max Tucker, a starting corner, sophomore, true sophomore, who played last year as a freshman. KP Price, a sophomore, and Omar Thornton, a true freshman. So you're talking about a lot of young guys that are producing defensively for Tim Lewis.
You gave Tim Lewis a bit of PTSD on our call this week. We'll get into that here in a moment.
That story, I cannot shake it, no matter how hard I try.
Shough moves the pocket and completes for a Louisville touchdown. Nate Kariski, the #2 tight end.
And he is known as a run blocker. Only had 2 catches coming into the game tonight, or for the year. And so everybody's thinking he's in there to block. No, big fella can still catch it. He does a nice job of holding on to it and putting Louisville right back in this game. How about the response from this Louisville offense after that BC touchdown?
BC scores. Looked like they may have had a scoop and score overturned. 2 plays later, Louisville punches it in. PAT is good. 27-17 Boston College. And if Friday nights have taught us anything this season, Andre,
hold on, buckle up.
Don't go away.
Don't go away. We got a lot of football left to play. All kind of strange things seem to happen on a Friday night as we inch closer to Halloween.
Halloween less than a week away. And speaking of spooks and scares, we were talking about it a moment ago. Tim Lewis, the defensive coordinator for Boston College, back in 1989 was the defensive backs coach at SMU. And Andre's Houston Cougars played SMU and scored how many points?
Oh boy, 95. 95 points. My only saving grace is, I say that all the time, I only played the first half of that game. Kept telling their DBs, get in zone. At least make us work our way down the field. We were throwing lob shots at one point.
And they just played man.
Stayed man.
Short kick. Montague. They want to get him more touches. You can see why. Flag down.
And they have a block in the back.
Now 2 players tangled back at the 15, right in front of the white hat.
During the return, holding, receiving team, number 44. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Tomorrow night in Abu Dhabi, it is UFC 308, highlighted by a featherweight title fight. The main card begins at 2 Eastern on pay-per-view. Prelims come your way at 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus. To order the main card,
Holloway's fighting tomorrow.
And Spanish, go to ESPNplus.com/PPV.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. Holloway, he can scrap. He can scrap, man. I want him on my side if I get into something.
When you get in the octagon?
Would I? No.
Shough, not much, maybe a couple. Now Louisville's offense, beginning midway through that second quarter, seems to have found its mojo. And 27, you get the sense that's not going to be enough for Boston College.
It's not. And Louisville can score fast. They can hit you, as you saw with Brooks down the field. They can hit you vertically.
Designed quarterback run. And Castellanos crunched after a short gain. Stanquan Clark, Louisville's leading tackler, is there.
And Dawson in there as well, helping out. Jared Dawson, hard to move inside. The guy with really quick feet and can bounce inside and out, can play tackle, defensive tackle, as well as defensive end. This is a big down for Louisville defensively. Get off the field here on 3rd down, and you're going to have some decent field position.
6 to go. You got to beware of Gelati standing up off the left tackle. Gelati almost got to Castellanos. He escapes, keeps his balance,
Gonna have the first
and
down.
gets it off the contact balance of Tommy Castellanos, who is limping a little.
He's so fast, so elusive, such a playmaker. You think you have him bottled up. He can make you miss. And he was just waiting for everybody to take their drops.
Shough for a yard. And we'll keep an eye on Castellanos.
Just came down kind of awkwardly after making a guy miss. He's limping a little bit. Still getting himself back to the huddle. He's still limping. But when you pick up the first down, it doesn't hurt quite as bad.
Hand it off. Shough met by Quinn.
Wow.
And subdued at the 25-yard line. Power on power.
Quinn just refusing to back up. And once again, in this third down situation, third and medium, as BC, can they convert?
How mobile is Castellanos?
That's the first order of business, I think, if you're Louisville, and that's if Ward's not in the game right now. So I would definitely have him in every third down situation. It would be Ward as well as Castellanos, where it gives Louisville something to worry about.
Does Ron English bring pressure?
Shough's in the game.
No Ward. It's a four-man rush. Castellanos in the pocket, and it's broken up, incomplete. Wanted his tight end Franklin. Antonio Watts again making a big play on defense.
He is some kind of player. He is a football player, and that's the highest compliment you can give a guy. He's just no interference there, working against Jeremiah Franklin. He doesn't get fooled and is in great position. Almost came up with an interception there.
Was that last play a tell that Castellanos isn't moving like he can?
Yeah, but I think he can gut it up a little bit. I don't think it's that bad where he's, not as mobile as he is, or as normally is.
Huggins Bruce turns it upfield. Has plus territory before he's lassoed down. Only a 30-yard kick. The punting woes continue for BC. Flag is down.
Oh boy. Offsides against Louisville. And what do you do now?
Now 4th and 6 will become 4th and 1. And Bill O'Brien's not afraid to go for it.
Not afraid. I just don't think the way his defense is played that he would go for it here. They're 50%.
Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
50% on 4th downs coming into the game, and they had a big touchdown pass to Morales on 4th and 1. It was a little bit deeper than this down the field, though.
They will bring the punt team back out there. Zivenko. We have seen 4 penalties now called on punt formations tonight. 3 false starts and an offsides. Much better punt. Fair catch called for inside the 30. You're talking 25 yards of field position lost because of the offsides.
Take a look at that last drive of Louisville's, where they go up top and they find Ja'Cory Brooks, and then it's no fumble by the true freshman Duke Watson. They come back, and Snake risky to get himself into the end zone. The big tight end. Louisville's right back in this thing with a lot of time.
And you don't have to worry now about just slinging the ball. You can still run the football. Louisville has scored on 3 consecutive drives off play action. Shough throws it away. Boy, it looked like he had a couple of guys open.
Well, he bailed a little bit too quickly out of the pocket. He had protection, and he started sliding to his right. Both routes were coming from his left, so he couldn't see it. And so had he just stayed in the pocket and maybe stepped up, he's going to see a deep route down the seam as well as a square in that came wide open. But because he started skating right, there was no way he was going to see it.
Finds his tight end Redmond, navigating the sideline. And it's going to bring up 3rd down for Louisville. 3 to go as we go to quarter number 4.
We're going to have a little mayhem tonight.
We've had mayhem all season on Friday night. This one's got mayhem potential. BC up by 10. Lost to Notre Dame by 1 score. Lost at SMU by 1 score. Lost against Miami last week by 7. Shough on 3rd down, nearly picked twice. And there's a flag at the end of the play. Owen McGowan was the first to almost get his mitts on.
Looks like it may go against Louisville.
Pass interference. Offense, number 0. That penalty's declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
So by declining the penalty, it's 4th down and 3 instead of 3rd and long. And let's see what Jeff Brom elects to do. Remember, Brom's got a bag of tricks. Now, not the area of the field.
I'm not sure on that one. I think that's a play on, if any.
Louisville elects to punt. They'll put the faith in their defense. And it takes a Cardinals bounce down inside the 20. 44-yard kick by Hodges. Boston College football. Not long ago, BC right tackle Ozzie Trapillo went to the locker room. BC has had its issues closing games out this season. Remember, this was a team that got off to a great start, 4-1. Had the win early against Florida State, which looked better then than it does now. The Eagles were in the top 25.
It's good to see Ozzie Trapillo back in the game. Went left to go to the locker room for a second, and he made his way back out before the offense took the field.
He's lined up at right tackle, number 70. Castellanos puts it in the belly of his back. Treshaun Ward. And Ward has been the one guy on this BC offense today who's had his way with Louisville.
And there he would have had his way again, but he tripped up himself, and it allowed Aston Gelati to make a play or a tackle. But he was about to hit a gear where it left Gelati in the rearview mirror. Some weapon.
They hand it off to Robichaud. Watching Castellanos, he's still not moving with the same bounce as earlier.
He's still limping a little bit. So I think they're a little apprehensive as to run him or give him an RPO of some sort where he has to keep the ball. They don't want to find themselves in a situation where he is not, quite up to par in terms of running. And I say that, and they empty things out, which you think quarterback draw here on 3rd down.
Robichaud joins Castellanos in the backfield. He stays in the pocket. He's trying to run. He can't move like he used to. And he is taken down for a sack. Jared Dawson. It's clear, Andre, he's not moving like we know he can.
Right.
We saw him get banged up, and that changes this entire offense.
No quit in Jared Dawson, who is going to be rewarded with that sack, but had the jersey of Castellanos. And Dawson doesn't get a hand on him if he's 100%, I got to believe. And so with a stop here, going to force a punt by BC, and pretty good field position for Louisville with any type of return.
Zivenko averaging less than 40 yards a punt. This is a short one. And it takes a Louisville bounce, and the Cardinals will have it at the BC 42. A 23-yard shank job. This is college football primetime presented by Ram Trucks. We love win probability. Louisville, the favorite at kickoff. BC 90% when it led 20-0. Right now BC at 81%. If Friday nights have taught us anything this season, don't trust the odds.
Don't go anywhere.
Louisville, after the 23-yard punt by BC, has a short field, and they empty it out. Huggins Bruce, the motion man. Quick throw, the slant caught, and that is Brooks north of 100 yards receiving.
But they have given up the slant a bunch tonight. Big-bodied guy like Brooks can feast on that, or maybe setting them up for the old slant and go. A little inside hint move, and then right back outside and up the field, and they are actually in a perfect coverage to do it.
Laurie Huggins Bruce was in the backfield. Shough backpedaling. McGowan with the pursuit. Ouch! Brooks the catch, and Brykees Brown greets him with rudeness.
Brown gave up the slant to get this drive started. Decided, hey, we're not giving up much more. Just excellent open field tackle.
7 catches for $112 for Ja'Cory Brooks. Brown in the flat, got a block, and tumbles for a first down inside the 20-yard line. Well-designed play by Jeff Brom.
And they had it blocked up well. And they had the corner isolated out. A guy on a safety where Brown could turn the corner. A nice easy throw and catch for Tyler Shough.
Brown again. Speeds in his second touchdown. And we got some mayhem again on Friday night.
All the way back comes Louisville, and it's on the shoulders of Isaac Brown. We had a couple of guys take over this game. Tyler Shough has got himself going. Isaac Brown and Ja'Cory Brooks. I'll throw in Mark Redmond in there as well. The tight end has had some big catches here in the second half. And Louisville right back in this thing, Anish.
The PAT. Louisville, once down 20-0, has turned this into a 3-point game, or as we say, just another Friday night.
Welcome to Friday night. Buckle up.
Are you kidding me?
Make it make sense, my man.
We got some more Friday night mayhem, this time in Provo.
I was one of these guys. I was doing this.
Anish Ruff, Andre Ware, Morgan Uber. Win probability now 66%. So that touchdown by Louisville knocked 15 percentage points off BC's win probability. Still almost 11 minutes to go here in the fourth. Eagles once led 20-0. Fair catch brings it out to the 25.
ESPN's Primetime College Football is presented by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Now Lamar Jackson, Heisman Trophy winner at Louisville, In his Heisman season against BC, all he did was throw for 332, run for 180, and account for 5 touchdowns in a 45-42.
Playing some pretty good football right now.
Boston College win.
Oh, wow. After all that production?
Castellanos has not been moving the same. Now turns on the Jets. That's the Thomas Castellanos we're used to. And he picks up 8. Earlier in this game, in the second half, we'll show you what happened. Castellanos running for a first down, lands awkwardly, and since then just hasn't been moving up until that last play.
Exactly.
Like he's used to. Treshaun Ward comes up short. Morgan, you've been watching Castellanos on the sideline. What did you see?
Well, when he came off the field, he immediately came over and sat with his quarterback coach, Jonathan DiBiaso, but he didn't stay off his feet for long, guys. He stood up and started doing some hamstring kicks, moved along the sidelines, intently watching his defense, and then saw him jog back out on the field this series. Didn't look like he was favoring either leg.
Well, it didn't look like either was bothering him after that last run for close to 8-9 yards.
The last couple of drives, he wasn't moving like his usual self, and it limited what BC could do on offense. Lewis Bond tackled in space by Riley. No gain. It's 4th down, and this Louisville defense with another stop.
And they got to punt it away. But the mistake that Bond makes is he's not gaining ground. So if you run a route like that, you're gaining ground so that you end up at the first down marker, not behind it. And a heck of a tackle by Quincy Riley, who has been magic defensively for this Louisville football team.
And now another punt. Zivenko's had 3 punts that have traveled less than 40 yards. Line drive kick. You hear the groan from the crowd, and it goes out of bounds. And he has become a liability tonight for Boston College. Now, normally Sam Candati would be the punter. He's not available. And Zivenko is struggling once again. Top 25 matchups across the board on ABC tomorrow. Notre Dame against undefeated Navy. Missouri goes to Tuscaloosa. Bama, since almost blowing that lead against Georgia, lost to Vandy, almost lost to South Carolina, lost to Tennessee, and then a good one with 100,000 plus at Kyle Field for LSU and Texas A&M. Here comes the blitz. Wide open, Amari Huggins-Bruce inside the 30, a gain of 34, and there's that big play off of sudden change.
Well, and they bring the blitz. Don't get home, so you're caught in man-to-man. When you misjudge things, Tyler Shough's going to make you pay if you give him any type of time, and he did there. Got crouching man-to-man, and boy, what a big play.
Isaac Brown turbos inside the 20. And he's taken down at the 15-yard line. Cam Martinez with the stop. Big game last time out against Virginia Tech.
First 5 possessions of turnovers you see, and then the last 6, a lot of production. 3 touchdowns only and a field goal.
There's that slant. That has been there all night.
I'm telling you, he's setting it up. The slant and go. The old sluggo, as Chris Damiani, our producer, would say. Waiting on the sluggo to happen. Because they've thrown too many successful slants. At some point, the defensive back's going to jump inside, and when he does, you got it called at the right time. It's easy pickings.
Brooks goes in motion. Shough, little RPO.
Again.
Touchdown, Kariski. How do you like that? Louisville takes its first lead, and Kariski, who had had 2 catches all season, 2 touchdown catches tonight.
The red zone assassin is Kariski, the guy that you think's in there to block. We said it on his earlier touchdown catch. Show it, and Kariski right out to the flat. Nobody is at home. What a comeback. Down 20-0. 2 turnovers. And boy, the second half has been all Louisville.
PAT makes it a 4-point game. Last time out, BC trailed 28-0 at halftime. They got it to 28-21. Came up short. Tonight, they had a 20-0 lead. Nate Kariski, the silent assassin, has given Louisville its first lead. Louisville has scored on 5 of its last 6 possessions, and the win probability, which was at 90% for BC at 20-0, is now 74% Louisville.
Totally upside down.
Eagles have had some 4th quarter woes this season. They'll have it at the 25-yard line. And the kicking woes have been an issue, especially in the punting game. A couple of bad punts gave Louisville a short field, and the Cardinals capitalized.
I mean, it gave Louisville excellent field position to the point where I don't know that we're going to see the same punter if BC has to punt again.
And apologies, Candotti did take the last punt. It wasn't Zavenko. It was Candotti, who, again, is not 100%. Castellanos will try to use his legs, and he slides down to the 29-yard line. Bill O'Brien had told us Candotti would likely not be available. He is playing, and it was he who punted the last time out. Same result.
We got one more. Sam Stone. Maybe you call him up. call his number, rather.
Shough.
They're trying to shrink this game and make it a one-score here and go home. As the running game is in full effect now, trying to turn this thing over to this big offensive line. And when I say big, they are big. That's what BC's kind of known for. They're big offensive lines. They're big. They're good. Feed guys into the NFL. Some are 6'8". Trapillo is 6'8" at right tackle. Logan Taylor 6'7" at left guard. Some big guys.
Conley is 6'7" right guard. Castellanos escapes the ambush. And Louisville able to barricade him. And he's out of bounds.
Bring up 4th down.
All right, what do you do?
So here's our whole conversation off air.
Candati is coming back out to punt for Boston College.
He's not healthy and trying to gut it out for his team.
He may not be healthy. He might be also their best option.
Yep.
And Louisville has taken advantage of these.
Sometimes the moment's just too big for some guys.
Louisville's taken advantage of these short fields. Almost a bad snap. This time he gets his feet into it and chases Huggins Bruce back. 45-yard kick, much needed for BC. He gets a splattering of applause from the fans here at Alumni Stadium. After the game, SportsCenter will preview the biggest matchups for Saturday. A lot of top 25 action on ABC. The latest on Tua and Jaden Daniels. Tua expected to play. We'll find out about Daniels tomorrow. That would be Caleb Williams and Daniels if Jaden is healthy. And a full post-game of Game 1 of the World Series going on in Chavez Ravine.
Last 2 Heisman Trophy winners matching up this Sunday.
And the #1 and the #2 pick in the draft. Shough will throw. Little quick hitter. And Huggins Bruce is spun down. Forward progress gives him 4. Second down.
You don't have to do anything magical if you're Tyler Shough. Just take care of the ball. You've got a lead. You brought your team all the way back. Time obviously on your side and against BC. But you cannot turn this ball over. Did he get hot or what after that's the start he had?
Struggled early. Since then, 28 of 36 for the game. 333, 2 TDs, and a pick. Don't keep it on the ground.
Nice
That's
tackle.
a big play for BC.
That's a huge tackle by Crouch. As Brown is getting ready to hit another gear, and Crouch comes out of nowhere and makes one heck of a tackle for a stop. That's going to be a first down if he doesn't make that tackle.
They call him Bam Crouch.
I see why.
Huge play.
Where is Brooks?
Shot to the air. Crossing route. And a first down for Chris Bell. Got a yard more than he needed, but there is a flag in the backfield.
Holding. Offense number 70. 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Trevante Sylvester called for holding, and that is huge, negating a first down.
Boy, that kind of reminds you of the big catch Brooks made and got called back because Redmond was holding. Left tackle, Trevante Sylvester, and
As if the team, Boston College has elected for the clock to start on the snap.
once an offensive lineman dips his head down, that's trouble. It's all in pass protection, always going to be trouble.
3rd and 15 now.
You have nothing else to do but hold.
BC showing the pressure. A rush 4, drop 7. Shough off his back foot. Downfield! Intercepted by Price.
They got a flag on the play. It's going to be against BC.
Wow.
It's a free 15 and an automatic first down. Wow.
That ball was underthrown. The freshman McShane can't believe it. Officials are talking about it.
And Jeff Brom's trying to get his offense down the field to set up and run a play.
After further discussion, there is no foul in the play. No place, interception. First down, Boston College.
We'll take another look. Andre?
I think so, but that's crazy to me. So you give, not only is it not pass interference, but the result of the play is an interception. And so
should that have been pass interference?
Yes, I think so. I think absolutely it was pass interference. And I don't know where all of a sudden we're getting these calls for pass interference and then the flags being picked up or discussed. And same thing happened at Texas last week.
That ball was underthrown. Receiver trying to come back to the ball. Looked like he was held. And now BC with another chance. Lewis Bond picks up 9.
Keep in mind, it's a 4-point lead. So a field goal won't do it for BC. It's got to be into the end zone.
Jeff Brom was joking with us yesterday. They don't call pass interference anymore. Well,
they do.
They just did.
He got one earlier in the game, though.
Shough, hammerheads for a first down. BC into its 4-minute offense. Louisville has 3 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout. But again, BC needs a touchdown. So if you're Louisville, knowing that a field goal doesn't do it.
Yeah, and I'm not.
Are you using your timeouts or no?
No, not yet, because I have the lead. But if I'm BC, I'm also not trying to take the air out of this game yet. Go score first and then figure it out after the score. But you got to get in the end zone first. Don't try to shorten the game.
That pass batted down. Quincy Riley has been a human tempest.
He's a player. He is an absolute player.
Now some words exchanged at the end of the play.
Shough took a shot. I'm not sure who it was, but after Quincy Riley tipped that ball, someone took a shot on Shough close to the Louisville sideline. But yeah,
Riley's one of the best corners in the country, and you've seen why.
I'll try to make sure I get it to. I don't know if Ward's in the game. He's not yet. But Bond, Ward, playmakers got to step up right here for BC.
Bond is in motion. Castellanos keeps it and met by Gelati.
And he was not fooled, was he? Stayed home, waited for Thomas Castellanos to pull it, and he was anticipating and knew that he had help on the outside, so leverage was there. Might have flipped that one on out.
3rd and 11 after a loss of a yard.
I think this is 4-down territory for BC.
They can take this to the 2-minute timeout.
And Ward is in the game.
And they will.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
You wanted mayhem.
Got it.
The last time Louisville rallied from 20 points down, Lamar Jackson was a true freshman 9 years ago. The Cardinals have lost 27 straight games when trailing by 17 or more points. They're trying to snap that streak tonight. BC looking for a comeback win. 2 minutes to go. What do they want to do on 3rd and 11?
They want to get about half of it here so that you go for it on 4th down.
Castellanos on the move. And he's got to throw that away with pressure coming. It's going to bring up 4th and 11. BC needs the 29 of Louisville.
Jordan Garrard got a little bit lucky, and he's down on the field after giving chase to Castellanos and then bumped him late. And he's down on a knee.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
He got lucky at the end of that play, though. Ball was gone, and he took a shot on Castellanos. Take a look at it as Castellanos releases the ball. Ball's gone in plenty enough time, and then that little shoulder at the end of it. I'm surprised there wasn't a late hit on the quarterback.
Well, that's two guys with a different build colliding. You know, one is 6'2", 300, and
but the 5'9" guy got up.
5'9", a blip under 200.
He got up in a hurry.
Well, it's 4th and 11, and BC has been so good on 4th down in the first 3 quarters of games this year. 4th quarter, 1 for 7. What do you do on 4th and 11?
Well, you're looking for a guy like Louis Bond to make a play for you. They've been so, you know, the eye candy of play action has affected Louisville so much. Maybe you're thinking eye candy or play action. Morales has scored. Franklin, the other tight end, has scored. So I'm going one of those 3 as a receiver.
Can you really go with play action on 4th and 11?
Yeah, you can, because you know, you're just trying to hold for a second and sneak a shot over the linebacker. But Ward would definitely be a consideration, who's in the game.
Let's see if Ron English brings pressure. He rushes 4. Castellanos in the pocket. Deep downfield, 50-50. Incomplete. No flag. Louisville ball. Tayon Holloway got in there.
Well, that is a low percentage throw on 4th and 11. You're wanting a crosser and a run after the catch, but they try to double move the corner. It's behind the safety, but just excellent coverage on the back end.
And you're throwing it to Jonathan Montague, who came into the game with 1 catch.
It's Holloway in coverage, and he does exactly what he's coached to do. Knock it down. Don't try to intercept it, and it goes through your hands into the receiver's hands. Knock that baby down.
So Louisville a 1st down away. BC does have all 3 of its timeouts. Double tight ends to the right. And that's a stop. Only a yard on the play. Timeout Boston College, 1:39 to go. Isaac Brown getting the call.
First charge timeout, Boston College. It will be 30 seconds. Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 42 seconds.
We've talked about win probability, and right now Louisville at 99.9%.
Wow. So basically something like a fumble snap, pick it up and run it in, would do it for BC.
Yeah, basically BC is Lloyd Christmas to Mary Swanson.
I don't know that I'd be in that shotgun, though. Under center, securing the snap. There he goes.
Play action. Shough, the naked boot. And he will slide down. They mark him down where he started the slide, which is the 45. So 3rd down, 5 to go. Timeout, Boston
Second charge
College,
timeout.
136 left.
Smart play call by Jeff
30
Brom,
seconds.
because all he's trying to do is run a play that extends the clock. So you want to run the clock as much as you can before BC calls the timeout. And Shough, if he's a bit faster, might have picked up a first down there.
Tyler Shough won a Pac-12 championship at Oregon. Went to Texas Tech for 3 years. Just could not stay healthy. Jeff Brom had his concerns about Shough's health. They went back and looked at how he got hurt. They said he might have been running it a bit too much. He's been more of a passer this year, less designed runs. He stayed healthy. And when you look at the numbers, he has been one of the top quarterbacks in the ACC, and for that matter, college football.
Yeah, and it's kind of unusual for a team to be -3 in turnover margin and figure out a way to win a game. They just hung around, and BC couldn't really put them away, and now they find themselves down 31-27.
Louisville's going to throw. It's the slant. It's tipped. It's incomplete. It is 4th down. BC gets to hold on to that final timeout. Louisville will punt, and this isn't over yet.
Not sure why you'd put it in the air, but playing inside position already, you allow him to go there, and Tuckermate does a nice job of making up ground on Ja'Cory Brooks. They've got to punt it away, and here we go. Hang on. As you mentioned, still have a timeout, and the punt goes nowhere.
Downed at the 35-yard line. Only a 21-yard kick. BC with 1:25 left and 1 timeout.
And they've got a dynamic playmaker at quarterback in Thomas Castellanos. 1:25 left, a timeout. First downs, it'll stop briefly. We got a lot of time.
We have talked a lot about punters tonight. Usually not a good thing.
No.
And it hasn't been tonight.
It's kind of like offensive linemen. If you're calling their name a bunch, it's not a good thing.
Treshaun Ward, number 0 for BC, lined up in the slot, bottom of your screen. He's been the offensive star. Castellanos to the air. Lewis Bond the catch. That'll keep the clock running.
And Bond's got to make sure the official gets the ball. He threw it at him. It goes skating. Now he's got to go track the ball down.
Yeah, defensive
And
players,
the
if you
clock is
try to
still
do
running.
that,
Yeah.
they will get in the way.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 12 seconds. 1:12 on the game clock.
So they reset the clock.
Give them
and
that
it
time
will
back.
start on the official signal. Castellanos tackled from behind. He did not get the first down, and that keeps the clock running. BC's got the 1 timeout.
Might
3rd down.
use it.
Eagles finally get lined up. Quick throw to the outside. Morales, the first down, and out of bounds. Clock stops with 47 seconds.
Excellent throw and catch. They knew exactly where to go with the football, the tight end to the sideline, so that when he catches it, he steps right out of bounds. You are able to keep the timeout, but yet stop the clock.
Ward is the running back. Another 4-man rush. Castellanos on the move. Angles out of bounds. 40 seconds left. All right, Andre. Now, Ron English likes to dial up pressure. Can you in this spot?
I don't think so, because you don't want to give up a big play that gives, or a play that gives BC a big one. And they get closer and they get shots at the end zone. You want to make them work down the field. So you don't just go to a prevent, but you stay aggressive, but you do not blitz. Not in this situation.
Castellanos drives it down the left sideline. Incomplete for Harris. Covered by Thornton. 34 seconds to go. 3rd down.
Well, Thornton's been solid himself. And we talk a lot about Quincy Riley. Holloway has been solid when he's had to check in the game, and then Thornton, the longer corner at 6'1", has been solid as well.
Ashton Gelati, Louisville's best pass rusher, on the bench. Quick throw over the middle, and that is a first down grab. It'll momentarily stop the clock. Lewis Bond, the reception. One timeout left, 29 seconds and ticking.
And they have to have a touchdown because they missed an extra point.
Castellanos happy feet and throws it away.
And that's the difference right now for BC. They missed an extra point early in this game, and here it is. Pulls one left. That's why you have to have a touchdown as opposed to just a field goal that would send this thing into overtime.
Bill O'Brien thinking, my kingdom for a kicker. A four-man rush. Castellanos flushed, gets away, launches out of bounds. Third down, 11 seconds left. Now, we saw last week in Provo, Andre, BYU, similar spot, 35 yards out, scored the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah.
About the same amount of time left.
That's why you play to the whistle, my man. 60 minutes.
Louisville's been on the wrong end of 3 one-score games already this season. BC looking to avoid a third straight loss. 42 yards to go. Castellanos hit, incomplete. 6 seconds to go. It's fourth down.
On the field is an incomplete pass. It's fourth down.
So now with this fourth down, yeah, I would bang a timeout, the last one you have, to make sure you get your best play called.
Third charge timeout.
And then BC does exactly that. They take their final timeout.
You got 6 seconds. Does that even leave you time for something quick to the sideline to get you closer, or is it Hail Mary?
Yeah, it's got to be really quick if you're going to do that, and then the Hail Mary. But I think you set it up right here while you have the timeout.
So BC will try to get something to the end zone. What's Ron English telling this Louisville defense?
They're going to do this out of 4 wide. Try to buy some time for Castellanos, who's got, I think he's got enough arm strength to get it, push it down the field and get it to the end zone from where they are. Well, they could move the pocket and get it down there. This is always hold your breath time.
Doug Flutie is in the building.
He is here.
And 40 years ago, you know what he did against Miami. And now Louisville gets a look at BC's formation.
It'll be 30 seconds.
They use one of their 3 timeouts. Heisman to Heisman. Take this, Andre.
Let's flash back to 40 years ago. Flutie to Phelan, and they upset Miami. Doug goes on to win the 1984 Heisman Trophy. Man, what a toss. What a game. And he came up to visit before the game. Morgan got a chance to visit with him down on the field in the second quarter. He'd like nothing more than to have Castellanos throw this baby into the end zone for a touchdown.
Louisville has 3 defensive backs inside its own 5. Castellanos puts it in the air. Incomplete, and Louisville hangs on.
What a comeback by Jeff Brom and his squad. Just hung in all night long, turning the ball over, -3 in turnover margin, and they are able to come all the way back and put it away.
Louisville trailed 20-0. They turned it over, as you said, 3 times, but they scored the last 21 points of this ball game